In today's video, I'm going to show you some great items that I picked up in an estate sale that I'm going to sell on eBay for double, if not triple, their money. So that is what we're going to be talking about today, and if you stick around to the end of the video, I will show you a particular type of item that you absolutely want to avoid selling on eBay if you are a new seller. Now down the road, once you learn more, you can start selling this particular item, but I highly recommend if you are new, you do not sell this on eBay. It is a bit of a headache. So if you don't know, I sell on both Amazon and on eBay. I do retail arbitrage, I do private labeling, and I also go to estate sales. But the majority of the items that I get at estate sale, they are used, so I sell these items on eBay. Now, estate sales might work for you. I've talked about them in the past. I'll have a link to an estate sale website that I use to find estate sales near me, but you just need to find what works for you. So other people might have great garage sales in their area. Some people might have great thrift sales in their area. Estate sales seem to work really well for me, so that's what I do. So let's go ahead and get into these items that I bought at this estate sale this past weekend. And the first item is this big box right here. And you may be thinking, why is he talking about this weird, stupid box? But this is actually a power supply for a computer. And this is actually a very large power supply. You can see the RM1000i. The 1000 stands for 1000 watts. So that's how much wattage it can supply to a computer. If you are watching this on a computer, I know some people might be watching on their phone or tablet, but all computers have a power supply. They all need one of these in order to regulate the type of power that's going to the different components. Now, if you don't know what this is, you'd probably just overlook this. It is a good buy, though. I do know what these are. I have been doing estate sales for a while, so I know this was a pretty good buy. This one, 1000 watts, this is more than what most computers will need. Most everyday computers will have a power supply wattage, power supply that supplies between 250 to 500 watts total. This 1000 watts is for a computer that someone wants to do massive high-end gaming on, or they want to do a bunch of video editing on. That's what someone would need such a large power supply before, and it is more expensive than most of them because most power supplies most computers don't need 1000 watts. So if you look on the back, it has all these different connections. It has a bunch of connections for, GPUs, everything you would need to plug a high-end computer in. It does come with all the cables, but they're in another part of my office, so I'm not going to get those right now. But this particular power supply, because it is so large, because it is kind of unique, it is selling for a good price, even used. So I paid $25 for this, and it is going for $95 currently on eBay. That is what these items have been sold for, used. New condition, it's going for upwards of like $150, $200 for a high-end one like this. But this is still a good flip. Only paid $25 for it, selling for $95. It's a little heavy, but it is fairly compact, so I feel like I can ship this in a flat rate box and probably ship it out for less than $10. Yeah, this is a good buy for me. $25, I'm going to flip it for $95. So I think that is a very good buy. And the next item that I want to talk about is this. This is a Canon Rebel T3i. So I actually have a DSLR camera that I am filming on. Mine is a Rebel T7i, so it's a much newer condition. You can actually film on these cameras, or you can shoot pictures on them. But yeah, these are very popular cameras. Mine, like I said, is much newer. It costs a lot more money. But this particular model is several years old, but it's still a high-end camera. I don't know if you can actually film 1080p on this. If anyone knows, go ahead and leave a comment below. It is a Rebel T3i, so it is an older model, but it's got the touchscreen that pulls out in the back here. It is a very good camera. I checked it. It does work. The battery did die, so I do have the connections to plug it in. I am powering up the power supply as of right now, but this is still a very good camera. There are quite a lot of people who would like this, people who want to just do photography or, potentially film themselves as well. Yeah, so I paid $50 for this. This was going for $50 at the estate sale, and currently this particular model, the T3i, is going for $190 used on eBay. So I think that is a very good buy that will easily flip. There's a lot of these that have been selling. A lot of people want these, like I said, for both photography and for people who are filming as well. So I think this is also another great buy. So there you go. Those are two great items that I picked up in a estate sale this past weekend. It was a smaller haul. I only got 2 items, but they're both great items. They're going to flip for way more money than I actually bought for. Sometimes you don't get a lot of items, but it's fine. I got a few items. But yeah, it's very easy to get into estate sales. Again, I have the link below. It's a completely free link. You don't have to sign up for anything. You just give them their email and they tell you exactly where estate sales are happening in your area. But with that out of the way, let's get into some items that you absolutely do not want to sell on eBay starting out. Now, these particular items, Well, I'll just show you what they are. So these are china. It's fine china. You can see I got a cup and plate set, and then I also have this policeman cup right here. Now, these particular items, fine china, is not something you want to start selling on eBay. And the main reason why that is just because there's such a massive collection of fine china, and some of it is worth a lot of money and some of it isn't. So, you know, you could potentially do really well, but when you're starting out, you won't know anything about it. So all fine china, they're all going to have markings on the bottom telling about what company made it and where it's from and stuff like that. And if you know what you're looking for, you can find some pieces that are worth quite a bit of money. But there's just so much of it. When I started going to estate sales, me personally, I didn't grow up in a very well-off family, so we didn't have any china growing up. So when I started going to estate sales as an adult, I thought, you know, oh, these are quite rare. I'll start buying all these china and flipping this. I'm sure tons of people want this. And the thing is, like any estate sale you go to, there's always going to be a ton of fine china. I don't know why it is, but older people seem to love to collect this stuff. So there's a ton of this stuff. And unfortunately, a lot of it doesn't move very quickly on eBay. Now, if you, like I said, if you know what to look for, if you know the particular type of model or the particular type of brand, you can find items that are worth quite a bit of money. But these particular china sets, I have had these for over 6 months, maybe close to a year. I think a couple of these I haven't even listed on eBay just because I know they're not worth that much money. But when I started out going to estate sales, I bought a ton of china just because I thought it was all worth a lot of money, and it's not. But yeah, if you do your research, you can find good china pieces. But again, not something you want to get into starting out just because it's so difficult to sort through all the bad pieces that aren't worth that much and the good pieces that are worth a lot. Not to mention, it is difficult to ship this out. If you're new to shipping products, you know, across the country, you could really mess this up because they are fine china, so they break very easily. So you need to have your shipping technique mastered before you start shipping out products that can break easily like china. And another item I want to mention that you probably shouldn't start out with selling on eBay is any type of like collection that you're going to have to piece out. So this right here is a thing that I got a few months ago. It is a book of stamps. So that's all it is. It's just page after page of stamps from like Africa and Russia and stuff like that. And a few of these are worth quite a bit of money. I have sold a few of them, but it is a nightmare to piece all of this out. I can't just sell this book. It's not some like rare book collection. I mean, I suppose I could try and sell it by itself, but it's not. It's just a random book of stamps. There's no like specific type of stamp it is. They're from many different countries. So piecing out any type of collection that you're going to have to piece out, you can make money on, and I have made money. Like I said, this thing only cost me $8, and I have made, I believe, about $100 on it, but it's taken me, you know, at least 5 months at this point to piece out just like half this book so far. So it is kind of a nightmare. I mean, if you're willing to spend a ton of time to piece out a collection like this, it can be worth a lot of money. This has made me money, but the time and effort required to, you know, sell out a stamp collection like that, or if you look at my other video, which I'll have a link to, my pin collection, that's going to take forever. Me personally, I don't want to spend, you know, countless hours listing each one of these pins or each one of these stamps one by one to sell them. They will make me money, but it does take a considerable amount of time. So, you know, when you're starting out on eBay, you just want to buy a bunch of items. You don't want to have to buy one particular item and then bunch it out like to 20, 30, 40 different listings. That can take a lot of your time up front, and it will really slow down the type of money you'll have coming in quickly. So there you go, everyone. And that was my weekend haul of my estate sale pickups, as well as the items that you absolutely should not be selling on eBay if you are brand new. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure and subscribe, be sure and like the video, and leave a comment as well, because every comment helps this channel and this particular video grow larger. So thanks again for watching, everyone, and have a fantastic day.